So, as I mentioned, we have our collaborative feast as part of our pledge campaign. This morning, we also have one of our members sharing a little bit about how St. Barnabas is meaningful to her. Sue Dietrich, would you come and share with us your story about the meaningfulness of St. Barnabas in your life? Thank you.
Well, good morning. I'm Sue Dietrich, and it's my pleasure to tell you a little bit about my journey to St. Barnabas. It's been a journey full of blessings, for sure. My husband, Tom, you might know him. He's over at the 1021. Tom and I married about 8 years ago. And as retreads, we came to the marriage with differing religious backgrounds. I, a Lutheran, Tom, a Protestant. Very different worlds. And for the first half of our marriage, we didn't really make church a priority. We had great excuses. We worked full-time, led busy social lives. We traveled a lot. You get the idea. As the marriage kind of meandered on, we felt an absence in our busy lives. We found ourselves drifting into separate interests. Our meandering marriage was headed in a very wrong direction. I have no doubt that God intervened before we got too far down that path. You might ask, how did God intervene? Well, he actually worked through a member of the congregation, the Acapellis. Dirk and Tom had been friends for many years, and for whatever reason, Dirk and Peggy invited us to the dedication of the organ. And so, somewhat surprisingly, we said yes. And I say yes because I don't know about you, but at that time, organ music was not high on my playlist. But now I'm convinced that God had a plan for us, which included organ music and saying yes. So we came to the event, and the organ music was beautiful. I got goosebumps listening. In fact, I'm getting goosebumps now just telling you about it. Then we shared the peace with all of you, and I got more goosebumps from the warmth and loving spirit I felt among you. You all were so genuine. I felt God's presence in you. I felt God's presence in here, this beautiful sanctuary. Tom and I decided to return the very next Sunday to get more of that feeling, and we've been returning ever since. And ever since, I've been saying yes to God in ways I never imagined. For example, we signed up for an adult faith formation class called TAZE, where we began to study the Bible, which I'd never really done as a Lutheran, and to develop a personal relationship with God. What a gift to feel God's Spirit through Scripture. I'm telling you, God had a plan. He knew what I needed, and it wasn't sleeping in on Sundays. Let me give you just a couple more examples of God's plan. Keep in mind, I'm a very busy person, right? Busy, busy, busy. We're all very busy. I've recently retired, and I'm even busier than ever. Coming to church on Sundays was about all I could manage. God had another idea. St. Barnabas wanted to expand the number of TAZE classes, and our rector, Jim Clark, called me to see if I'd consider becoming a facilitator. I thought, me, a facilitator? Oh, no. Ask Tom, he'd be really good at that. I told Father Clark several times no. And, you know, it wasn't because I was so busy. It's because I really didn't think I could do it. But God had another idea. With Father Clark's encouragement and God's nudging, I heard myself saying yes to becoming a facilitator. And today, it's one of the things I love doing most because I grow spiritually every day in ways I didn't know possible. And I get to see others grow as well. So since walking through those doors back there, I found myself saying yes to God's plan repeatedly. I know it's God's plan because I'm basically a really lazy lady who'd really rather sleep in on Sundays? I'm thinking about that right now. But God has other ideas for me. He really does. We help cook dinners for the homeless that St. Barnabas serves through Family Promise. I lead a greeter team. I've done altar guild for the 1021 service. And most recently, I've taken on the pledge campaign. You know, these are all activities to which I first thought, oh no, don't ask me to do that. But funny, what I heard in reply was, if it is to be, it's up to me. And I said yes. In closing, I'm grateful that the Yacobellis invited us to that organ dedication 4 years ago. I'm grateful Tom and I have found a common spirituality, and our marriage got back on the right path. I'm grateful you all welcomed us so warmly. I'm grateful I've been called into action by volunteering. By giving to St. Barnabas, I am filled up with that incredible love I feel around all of you. You make me a better person, one who gets goosebumps every single Sunday. Thank you for listening to my journey and for helping me grow in my faith. I am definitely blessed to be here among you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.